Today on wood turning, we're profiling dogs. Good boy.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust, built to turn wood, enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools. This is my buddy Dooley, and he turned 12 recently. Best guy in the whole world. He got to have a party with all of his human and dog friends, and then after that, we got to go swimming. Had a great time. But we wanted to somehow memorialize this permanently, so today we're doing a special project, which is a profile silhouette type of project. This is an elevated dish. I don't know if you can see, but Dooley's in there. That's his face. You want to see down here? Look at that. Oh, what a good looking guy. Is that you? Anyway, let's go to the shop and we'll start working on this. To start this project, you need to find a profile shot of your subject. And I've seen this done with people all the time, little kids and stuff, but never with a dog. So I had a few challenges. First off we did was I found these two shots, which are nice profiles. That one's nice, simple, easy to do, but my wife said that's not a lot of expression. That's Dooley. That's who he is all the time. Well, that tongue and thing really got to be a problem, but I worked with it, and I'll show you how we fixed that in the end. But what I did here was I took this into Photoshop, and in Photoshop I was able to take his picture. You can see how it's darkened down here. I just made this into black, and then I reversed it, so I have his picture here, and look, that shape appeared. So by manipulating the background and stuff like that, making it black and white, you wind up making your vase shape. So once we got that, I needed to make different sizes because I wasn't quite sure what piece of wood I'd have in the shop, because you want to use dried wood. So anyway, got the wood sized out and everything else, got it over on the lathe. So let's start making our profile of Dooley. So we're going to mount our piece of wood, but before we do that, I want to thank our sponsors, Robust Lathes and Easy Wood Tools, because without their support we wouldn't be here and that'd be no fun. And by the way, I am an authorized Robust dealer, so if you need a lathe, give me a call. This is a beautiful piece of about 6-inch dried sycamore, and I had it in the shop for a long time. It was buried. That's what took me so long to find it, though. It sits in the tree this way, so our orientation is we're going to turn it on its side to mount it on the lathe. That's very important because we need the grain running this way, because on our platter, or whatever we're going to call that thing, it gets really narrow. So if you have the wood oriented the other way and it's narrow, it'll snap. This gives it strength so it holds itself up and isn't a problem. But anyway, we're going to get this on here and we're going to round it out and put a tenon on it so we can hold it in a chuck. Okay, now I have our blank rounded out. It's being held in the chuck with a tenon on that end, and on this end I brought the tailstock up just for a little bit of security. This is kind of a thick blank here. Don't get hung up on what size any of this stuff is, because what you have in the shop is what you're going to be making your piece off of, so it might be all over the place. Anywho, you can see a bunch of lines on here. Well, that's because I took my silhouette and I marked out certain high points, or in this case they're actually low points because these go further into the wood than this would be right here. So I took it over here, I oriented it this way, and I made my marks. I've left a little extra room up here for the lip of our dish, platter, whatever we're calling this thing. It's evolving as we go. It's kind of in between 3 or 4 different shapes. But anyway, so the next thing I need to do is I need to come down, whoops, I'll go down here first. Come down here, and this is the way this is sitting on the lathe right now. So this diameter here is a given. That's the width of the blank right now. So I'm going to take my calipers, come out here to what my first mark is on the wood right there, and set these up just a little bit proud. And then over here on the wood, my goal is I want to start parting down to those different measurements, those different diameters. But I only want to go This gets a little complicated. I only want to go about this far. I don't want to go further down because see how narrow that is? If I went down to there, this whole thing might snap off. So we're going to work our way down as we go. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to start making the depths on this and start removing some of the wood so we can start working on Dooley's head. So I have most of the lines started. Like I said, I don't want to go real deep in the middle yet. So I've got these to depth. I marked my bottom, my base down here. Give you kind of an idea what it looks like. Right now it doesn't look like much, but you can see where the lines are matching up. And as you come this way, this means deeper. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that, but that's what that means. Down here, what's going to help me out a lot is same head, right? But I've cut it in 3 pieces. So up here, as I'm working on this part here, I can have this where I can actually put it inside of the shape I'm making to see how accurate I am. You can't do the whole head at once because it doesn't all fit in there when you're working. Anywho, so I'm going to take that and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to clamp this down here somewhere so as I'm turning, I'm looking through and I can see that profile. It's not exactly perfect, but it works really well. When I did it last time. Anywho, okay, let's move on. So Brian's showing you right now, you can see the silhouette. So we're kind of getting pretty close to it. I'm not worried about being exact right now because what we have to do is we have to move to the other end because before I make this a little bit too narrow, I need to hollow out the top of our dish platter or vase thingy. So you can hear actually the paper touching it. That doesn't hurt anything. Gives me some reassurance that I'm doing the right thing. But anyway, this is just like hollowing out a bowl. So I'm just going to scoop this out and get a nice shape in here. I went past center, hit the tip, and it whipped the tool around. So don't do that, okay? When you get down to the center, take your time and let the tool finish the cut. Don't get in a hurry. Then that won't happen. So I've sanded everything. We have everything turned the way we want to turn it, but if you're looking straight on, look at this. Where does tongue go, right? Well, the tongue goes down inside. So I'll show you how we're going to take care of that after I part this off. So, part it off, we're going to head to the bandsaw. So what I have to do is I have to remove at least one side, maybe 2 sides, so we can look through to see the tongue, right? So I've got this clamped. Gonna go slow on this, don't get in a hurry, but I've got 3 points of contact. I'm contacting down there, I'm holding it with my hand here, and it's against my hip, almost like you're turning. So, turn the button on, that'll work. There we go. So we're just getting rid of this, we're not cutting into this. So we take our time, and just very slowly feed it in. There we go. So after going to the sanding disc and cutting this on the bandsaw, you can see now the profile of the tongue. You can narrow it down even more if you want to, but I think we got pretty good on it. There's my buddy Dooley. Happy 12th birthday, mister. So that is how you make a silhouette dish. We profiled it with a dog today. I love it. Happy birthday, Dooley. Till the next time on Wood Turning, keep turning.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools.